Yo, what's up? Good morning, good evening, and everything between. First stream of the week, first and only, unfortunately. Wasn't able to stream yesterday, although I really wanted to, because I think what we're doing here is quite interesting. So let's just get review what we did last week, and we're currently creating bones and skinning a mesh to those bones procedurally at runtime. I cannot understate this enough, but this is hopefully, if we can manage to offload most of this work to a secondary thread, that's the idea. Eventually. But we have the result here, I think. And where do we have our bones? This is our test model. And yeah, here we have a couple of bones. I think we generated with 6 bones. One at the bottom, and 1 or 4 in a circle like this, and 1 at the top. And we use this mathematical equation to calculate the weight, and then we normalize it with the total weight. I think this one is the best one yet, and I think we're gonna add this one as a property. Code OL spent another hunk of money. New PC arriving Thursday. Exciting, exciting. And I think if I remember correctly, we have a pretty good result here on the beginning. So if we take this bone, we can move it like this. Hopefully we can make some jiggle physics with this. But maybe we're probably a little bit, we probably want to I don't know, is it really we can probably improve these calculations quite a lot eventually. Okay, so I wanna try this in real time. I want to be able to alter these. I want to be able to alter these properties, or maybe we can do it like this. We're gonna have this, and we're gonna have let's call it weight scale. Maybe not the best name, but what I want to do is weight scale. I want to multiply weight scale here. And then this one should be weight. So 1 gives a pretty good result. Code cube adding up the core part. Oh, it rings a bell. Did you buy it from a friend? If I'm not misremembering stuff. But that's definitely on the cheap. Okay, so now we have weight exponent and weight scale. I want to see what happens if we do weight scale 0.5 maybe. One sec. Did I add this? What? Did I screw it up this much? CodeCube, no, they messed up on the website and still decided to ship it. Oh, that's pretty nice. Okay, great. And now we're back to how it was. Let's see here. Select. Bone weight. It should not change anything if we have weight exponent here. Closest bones with weights element at J. How the fuck did I manage to make it to mess it up by changing the weight here? CodeCube, I literally am so excited though. Yeah, new PC is always exciting. Really? What am I missing here? Something gets fucked up when we do. Vertex 0 bone weights are not in descending order. Okay, that's good to know. But I wonder, so we have weight exponent 1 here. Isn't that literally the only thing I do? What? Minus, that explains it. Although I wonder, yeah, we order by distance here and then we do. Okay, that explains it. HG, what's up, what's up? Good morning, good morning. Appreciate you stopping by. CodeCube, imagine being recommended a streamer who lives near you and not on the other side of the world. Yeah, the algorithm isn't there just quite yet. Half the fun of staying up to work or on code or studying for me. Appreciate it, man. HG, how's it going? Everything good with y'all? Yeah, pretty good. No complaints. Looking forward to getting these procedural generated soft body in place. How about you? Code Cube, yeah, I'm not complaining about the algorithm. But let's see here. So weight exponent, we want to go negative here. So I wonder if we can do... I'm a little bit worried, however... Yeah, I think we want to do... I think we're gonna do math f max 0.0f and weight exponent like this. So it can absolutely not be any bigger than 0. That should... let's try and set it to 10 and see if we have the same issue. That should hopefully fix it. That's not one. 10. Now we still get the same error. I wonder when. Is it as soon as we go? So if we do minus 0.0001. Okay. Oops. Yeah, that works. Okay. Are we seriously gonna have... Oh, we can have it like this then, I guess. HG, it's good. I had a shift scheduled for 5 AM and couldn't sleep, but fuck it, we ball. Yeah, good luck, man. And then I want to see what happens if we have weight exponent minus 2. So if we go a little bit higher, so to speak. Okay, so the higher we get more like this. Okay, that's good to know. So what I would like to have is... Fuck, I would have... minus 0.1. Really? Minus 2, did we actually have... Okay. And then if we do minus 1, we have... Minus 1 is the best result so far. Oh no, actually... Did I screw up? Yeah, we want to go min here. Fucking hell. Okay, minus 2 actually gives me... I think minus 2 is a little bit of a better result than minus 1, maybe. I will see. I want to start... We're gonna go with minus 1 for now. But I also want to do this weight scale. I want to see what happens if we don't normalize it as aggressively or even more aggressive, you know? Cube knows how to enjoy life, right? Gotta be more like Cube, definitely. I don't understand how you have the time for everything, Code Cube. Let's see 0.5, see what kind of result we get. Okay, that's pretty interesting. I'm not a big fan of this spike we can get, but like this is also worst case scenario, I suppose. Pretty sure 1 is the best. Code Cube, it's simple. Just don't sleep half the time and crash on weekends. HG, not too pointy, but strange for slime. Yeah, like... this is worse. I don't think we're gonna have bones that go out this much. So we're talking more... I think this is pretty much how they're gonna move. So it should be okay. Although... starting to wonder if this one actually is. I would definitely want them to look squishy and nice. BD distance plus 0.1. Oh yeah, did I screw up this one? I think we want to have plus... Yeah, okay. We're gonna screw this one and go with this one for now. Let's see if we can procedurally generate the... that's gonna be tough. The joints as well. I'm gonna start by adding a... I'm gonna add a rigid body. Don't want it to be kinematic. Like I also want to open, or I want to add a HG. Oh well, adding in college and making a game, you're insane. That's what I'm saying. It's insane. Okay, so I want to add a rigid body here, which is going to be our... Okay, I've never procedurally... Okay, I've not added joints through code previously. So let's try this, but I want to set a weight here as well. Nope. But mass, this one I want. Yes, RB mass. HG, it was good talking to you all. Up to work. See you later. Good luck. Thank you, and you too, you too. Yo, what's up, Lawrence? When adding joints through code, make sure to disable the collisions between any colliders on the two rigid bodies. Otherwise, you will get chaos. Thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, we're gonna try, or I'm gonna try and keep that in mind. Let's take a look at one thing here. I'm not entirely sure. I think we're gonna try to mimic the cube as much as possible. So we're talking about soft body cube here, or jelly wire cube monster. Which means that we have a rigid body without a collision. And oh yeah, we have collision on the bones. And in this setup right here, we pretty much let these bones decide the movement of the full cube. I'm honestly not sure if... That's probably not something we want to do eventually for the... for the blob, for the blobs. Instead, we want to make the cube control its position and rotation and stuff like that, and just the bones are just there to add some extra visual flavor, you know? But let's start with setting it up roughly like this cube. So that means we have a rigid body on the main object. The center, and then each bone has a rigid body. Automatic center of mass. So each bone is gonna have a rigid body, a configurable joint. I think we're just gonna take all of this setup, actually, just copy it straight up, and add it to our procedurally generated joints. And we can skip Well, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. So we have create bones, skin, mesh, create bones. Let's add bone game object. Okay, we have the rigid body here, that's good. And bone game object. Let's add it here. So we're gonna do first the rigid body. So bone RB. Yes. Bone RB mass divided by bone mesh vertices count. No. What kind of weight do we have for the cube? We have a weight of... Lawrence, it's been like 1.5 years since I last joined the stream. Well, welcome back then. So I don't know if I know all the context. Not saying this is a bad approach, but an interesting alternative might be modifying contacts generated by the physics engine. So you can make the object feel bouncy. Not entirely sure I'm following what you mean, but let me just add as much context as I can, as quickly as I can. So we have these procedurally generated blobs here of different shapes and stuff like that. And pretty much what we want to do is we just want to add jiggle physics to them, basically. So we want them to have, like, be affected very similar to what this cube is. If that makes any sense. And since all of our blobs are of different shapes and stuff like that, we do generate these bones at runtime. And like the thing is, we're pretty much just trying to do soft bodies, right? But we want to do it... We don't want to do XPBD solver if we don't have to. Honestly, I have no idea what this is. But just like a very quick solution with springs instead. So we take the original mesh of the blob and generate or we choose a few of the vertices, we generate some bones there, and now we're just gonna add some joints so we have something that looks like this, but for our nice blob shapes. Yo, what's up, AA-Toe? Like how this cube looks, like I love how this one looks. And I'm pretty sure in some way we will be able to get something similar for these. It's just gonna be a little bit... We're gonna have to do some more setup, but that's okay. So let's see here. Let's just go with a... yeah, let's do it like this. Bone RB dot mass. Let's start with the 5.0. I'm just gonna copy... CodeCube bro, your animation is so fluid. Are we talking about... If we're talking about the soft bodies so far, I agree. If we're talking about the character animations, thank you. But I still think we have some improvements to make on that one. But let's see here. I want to copy this one, but like it takes too much time if we let Unity reload domain and stuff like that all the time. So let's just see. Let's write down what we need to copy. So mass we already have. Use gravity. I think use gravity is on by default, or so I hope. We don't freeze any positions, and yeah, let's add the sphere collider as well. So sphere collider. For sphere collider we want, let's just do a radius of 0.4. I think that's a pretty good testing. And center, now center we're just gonna keep, this is just me screwing up. Maybe we can offset the center eventually, we'll see. But configurable joint, what do we have? We want to set the connected body. That's going to be the easiest one. We want to set, ooh, this is true, let's see. The axis, I want the local, or don't we have, where do we have it? We have a very small gizmo here. I don't know if it's that visible, but we have it here. And so we want Y to be our, I think Y is our, yeah. So we want the Y, or up, to be our main axis, and we want the secondary axis to be X. So axis should be 0, 1, 0, and secondary axis should be 1, 0, 0, and that is in local space, I think. Then we have free, limited. Free is the default, I think, so angular XYZ to limited. Linear limit spring. Here we want spring to be very high value, but 10. Angular X limit spring. Here we want spring. I think spring and damper should be the same for all of them. Bounciness, I don't know if this is the default, so let's do low angular X limit 1 on bounciness, and high angular X limit 1 on bounciness. Angular YZ limit spring, spring 1000 and damper 10. Angular Y and Z limit bounciness 1. And then we have the X drive, which should be maximum force infinite. I guess this is. All of these are pretty much the same, aren't they? Rotation drive mode, I don't know. Yeah, let's just say, fuck. X drive, Y drive, Z drive, angular X drive, and angular XY drive should all have spring 1000 and damper 10, and maximum force infinite, I guess. And then I don't want to save it. Okay, I think I have everything we need. So let's see if we can add this procedurally now. Yo, what's up, Scafer? Codecube the Walking. Oh, thank you, appreciate it. Codecube, if you're sick of Unity's long loading times, you should switch to my engine. Everything is 0.2 seconds to compile. 1.2 gigabyte projects become a beta tester for it, please. Honestly, like, keep me updated and I can like test it around. The only reason I scuffed was because I currently, like, this project relies on so many things in Unity, and I think when you asked like the top 3 things I want to see in an engine, one of them is like the customizable render pipeline. So when you have that in place, then I can jump over and see if I can get some of my like post-processing effects and shaders in place. That would be sick. That would be very sick indeed. Scafer, yesterday turned out Godot uses GPU occlusion culling. Are they only using GPU occlusion culling, or do they have CPU as well? Because when I think about occlusion culling, of course I think about GPU, like you only draw the closest triangle, but like yeah, occlusion. I wonder if you do occlusion culling on the CPU ever. Maybe disabling full objects. Of course, in some capacity, I guess you are. Okay, but let's see here. I also want to add a sphere collider. Bone collider. Yeah, we're gonna do it like this. Radius is gonna be. What did I say here? 0.4, and then finally we are going to add the configurable joint, bone joint is equal to yes. Connected body is going to be the RB. Beautiful. So that's one thing already fixed. And then let's do bone joint axis. Secondary axis right. So that's 2 more things. And then we have dot angular x. Yeah, what the hell is that one called is my question. A2, are you on P? Are you your PC okay? Why will lag in? Is the stream not doing okay? I think my stats are pretty good. What I can see here. What exactly is lagging? Be more specific, please. Scafer. Codecube, it's going okay for me, no lag. Thank you, appreciate it. Streaming at 1440p. I think my output, I have limited my output to 1080. I used to stream in 1440p, but I had some problems with Twitch while doing it, so I had to go back to 1080. Scafer CPO 1 only has a proposal so far. Okay, I get it, I get it. Like, it's still shit, but sure, we're going to add it in every engine. And it looks like shit because of unfixable pop-in from white voids. Scafer, why get rid of completely fine CPU occlusion culling to save the CPU performance? That's a good question. Like, it would be nice to have the options. I don't know if games are moving to be more CPU bound these days, like with all the different simulations going on. But I don't know. A8, when you do something we skip frame. Yeah, that sounds weird. Manual configurable joint. Scafer, it was always like that. But let's see here. I'm wondering what this one is called. Here. Angular X motion. Motion, this one is equal to limited. Limited. And can I get the Z as well? Nope. There we go. Okay, so that's those three. Then we want to do bone joint dot linear limit spring. We have dot spring. And we want this one to be equal to 1000. Oh, okay, what value is it? Soft joint limit spring. Yeah, we're gonna do it like this. And damper 10, right? And then I wonder if... Oops. Linear limit spring. Bone angular X limit spring. Yes. It's the same thing. We're gonna do more, but bone joint dot low angular X limit dot we're gonna have to... I wonder what the default value here is, but I think we want to do bounciness is equal to 1. And we want to do the same for yes. Anything else? Oh yeah, we have bone joint, angular, YZ limit spring. It's equal to this. And yes, then we have angular Y limit and Z limit 1.0f. And then lastly, we have bone joint dot X drive is equal to joint drive, but what we have here, we have position spring, position damper. That's exactly what we want, I think. Let's keep it on. And I want to have this both for Y and for Z. Like this. I think that's all the setup for the joint. And when I see this here, we could probably... I wonder if we could just copy this and reuse it. Honestly. Code Cuba fucked up really bad then and almost bricked the family PC. Been there as well. Lawrence, I don't know if limiting the rotation of the bones is smart. If one rotates too far out of alignment, it will drag the bones it's connected to into invalid states as well, where there and break the linear constraints. You could set all angular motions to free, use the slurp drive and set the velocity damping high, and 0 for the position property of the drive. Just by reading those sentences alone, it's pretty clear to me that you have a much better understanding of the configurable joints, or maybe even joints in general in Unity than me. So we're definitely going to experiment with some of the things you're suggesting. The reason angular X motion is limited right now is because when we had the jelly wire cube and we had free on rotation, they rotated pretty damn weirdly, and setting it to limited was like a quick fix for that problem. But we can definitely experiment a bit more with it later down the line. Let me just write that down actually real quick. So if we set, and I'm gonna try and understand this. So free angular motions, and then use the slurp drive with velocity damping high. So if we go to this one and we jump to, do we have slurp? So are we talking about, yeah, here's slurp drive. This specifies how the drive torque rotates the joint around all local axes. The property is only available if rotation drive mode property described above is set to slurp. Okay, so we set this one to slurp. Do we actually have a good documentation here? Okay. Lawrence, lol, yeah, I'm a big physics nerd in Unity. I appreciate it. Like, if you have any good resources for, I guess, physics in Unity in general, like tutorials or write-ups and things like that, but specifically for joints, I would very much appreciate it. Because honestly, I haven't played around with joints that much in Unity yet, but I would really like to learn a lot about it, and maybe make some cool shorts and videos about it, because I mean, it's the documentation is pretty good, but for me that doesn't know that much about physics in general and physics in Unity specifically, this, like, it's hard to understand a lot of these stuff. It's not as intuitive as I would like it to be. Scafer, by the way, the GPU occlusion culling I think is fine in open scenes, but on closed spaces the pop-in ruins everything. And the only thing you can do about that is like place a big ass place outside your scene with a neutral color, so it won't be that noticeable. Yeah, like pop-in is pop. Whenever I see pop-in, it drives me mad, because it feels like it should be a solved problem, right? I've seen a lot of these like LOD fade-ins, and I wonder why like everything isn't used. Why don't we fade everything in instead of popping? Godot 3 had CPU occlusion culling, but it wasn't ported to Godot 4 for some reason. Lawrence, the Unity docs on joints are very inconsistent. Some technical aspects that could be important aren't well articulated. Yeah, that's exactly what I feel. If you want a better understanding specifically about configurable joints, you could look at the physics docs for the joint, specifically the D6 joint, which is the configurable joint in Unity. I'm gonna write that down as well. I think I've been in the physics docs previously for height collider. I think physics has a height collider, but I'm not sure. But let's see here. Read physics docs on D6 joint. Very nice. Appreciate it. But okay, back to this one. Let's see if this gives us somewhat of a good result, or if I screwed it up. Oops. Scafer, and it's not even about LODs. The models pop from the background color because GPU OC is late 1 frame. Okay, we gotta go. See you whenever you stream again. Aight, have a good rest of the day, and thank you for dropping by. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. So, one more thing. Now when we have added rigid body and things like that, this one should fall to the ground. Fuck it, let's see. It does. Ooh. Yeah, we probably want to offset these a bit and make them a little bit smaller, more inside, but it actually looks pretty... I mean, it looks more like a balloon than a slime, honestly. There we have a little bit. Especially with the... I don't know if it's a collision... Like, if we can make the colliders fit inside of the model as well, it would be nice. But I mean, it's not too bad. Probably want to add a bit more weight to it, I think. Oops, that's a bit too much. It's definitely a bit too balloony. I don't know if it's... $10, $15, $10. Yeah, we probably want to... Oops. We probably want to... I'm wondering if it's a joint. If we want the springs to be... I wonder if we want the springs to be more relaxed, but I'm not sure. What would it look like with springs that are way looser? Maybe. We're gonna add this to like property setup, and then we can maybe we can spawn multiple different objects with varying values, and we can see how it looks, compare them. But I think like this has the potential to be good, I would say. CodeCube, please, I beg, just look at it a few weeks. If you post update images and stuff like that in the Discord, I will definitely look and give you the external validation. Don't we all need it, actually? The external validation, that is. I mean, this is pretty damn cool. I wonder if it's the that the colliders are outside of the model that makes it look a little bit too balloony. So I want to try and offset them soon. Fucking hell, this is pretty damn cool, actually. Okay, let's try and first just offset these. So we pretty much just want to do bone collider dot center is equal to, and we want to take, I think it's the up. Yep, we want to move it bone collider dot radius times bone game object dot transform dot up. Although center is in local space, yes, so don't we just want to have this as vector3 dot up then? I think so. Yeah, now we have... Did we still not move these? This one I understand. Oh, are they? Yeah, now we have collision inside of collision here. Yeah, that's not good. I guess we could... let's just make them a little bit smaller. now, maybe. I guess this is something we want to avoid as well. Although I wonder why. Did I move them in too much? It definitely looks like it. Or you know what? Why do we have bones, or why are the bones currently located so far in? I thought, oh, did I move? Oh, that's just a sphere collider. That's the bone. Weird that it shows the sphere collider as the gizmo. Okay, I guess that's okay then. 0.4 is a bit too much. We changed it to 0.3, so 0.3. And still wondering about this one. Why are we getting... Okay. Okay, chill. Oh yeah, I forgot to 0.3. Like this one is still located. That looks pretty good actually. What I'm wondering is, I guess I would like, which one is it? It's this one. I think I would like this one to be, we probably need a bit more. If we're gonna rely on the collision, the bone collisions like this, we probably want a few more bones, because right now it's always going to try and position itself in such a way that we get like half of it outside, which is pretty not a big fan. If we go a little bit crazy then, if we do, okay, I definitely want to add all of these as properties, but let's do 0.2 here. And then we are gonna add a few more bones. I think we're gonna do... Let's just go a little bit crazy here. Hopefully my Unity won't crash. And let's see what we have. Now we have a few more bones, and if we have this many bones we might as well just do it as a... But they're still being moved like this. I think I would like... Yeah, that's too many. Lawrence, how are you calculating the bone's position on the mesh? So these meshes are like procedurally generated. We're just taking a UV sphere and offsetting it along the height, so to make random shapes like this. And then when we calculate the position for the bones, we actually just generate the same mesh but with a lot fewer vertices. So it's basically like we take the mesh and subdivide it or decimate it until we only have a few vertices, and that's where we create the bones, basically. Like a low-res version. Yes, exactly. So sub-long and sub-last here, or lat, these are the decimation multipliers. So I think originally this one is a 64 and 32, so we have 64 longitude slices and 32 latitude slices, and then we multiply these with 0.125 to get the bone vertices, basically. But yeah, this is definitely too much. Like, I want as few bones like this as possible. So what one could do actually is, let's multiply it by 0.5 again. I wonder if we can change the size of some of these. It looks pretty damn good initially, but then it rotates and it gets to a point like this. But I wonder if we take a look at, I wonder if we can make these a little bit bigger. So 0.3, it's, I don't know what a good amount of bones for this type of effect actually is. And then we think about the fact that if the blobs are far away from the camera, we're gonna disable it. So we will only do this like dynamic blob visualization when it's close to the camera and stuff like that. But like, to me, I don't want to go higher than 10 bones maybe per blob. I think that's a good limit. But it all depends on if we can get a good result with only 10 bones, but I think we can. 3. Okay, I think we can do this actually. Let's try and do, what kind of result do we get? If we do, I always is it latitude? I think let's do, yeah, let's try and take ×2 here, and then we try and take ×2 here. But already here we have a few too many bones, I think. Like, if we're gonna have this many bones, we might as well go with a per vertex simulation almost. It's a bit too rigid. But why are we getting this? Okay, so okay, this is what bothers me here, I think. So it's too rigid, right? We don't get that much of a bounce. But these springs actually get displaced. They don't control it as much as I would like it. If you see here, you can see that these springs are currently positioned above ground, but the mesh is not. Do we actually not get... Oh yeah, that's a thing as well. If we have too many bones, each bone, we're gonna have to change how much each bone affects the mesh as well, the weight, because otherwise we get something like this, where the bone here, like since all bones currently affect these vertices, changing this one doesn't adjust it that much. So if we add, in fact, it's going to be so many properties to get right, but if we increase the number of subdivisions here, we're probably going to have to increase this one, I think. I think it's an increase or decrease actually, but yeah, that's a little bit better, isn't it? Yep, it is. Ooh, 1 sec, maybe. Oh, that's much better. Oh, holy shit. Let's increase this one to -4. Maybe that's a bit too much, but it's going to be decided by the number of bones, definitely. Or tied to it. Let's see. Hell yeah, look at this. Now we get a little bit of a squish here. That is great. Now it actually looks really good. But it's almost a bit too much at certain points, you can see. Maybe -4 is a bit too much then, but look at this. -4 is probably still a bit too much because, yeah, this is worst case scenario, but you get a pretty steep fall off with that. But this is good. Lawrence, sorry for my late responses. Let's see here. I don't know if I saw it correctly, but the bones were placed in strips, lines along the mesh, so you have these empty gaps. I don't know, my bitrate is dying, so I can't see it clearly. Hopefully it's not on my side, the bitrate. I'm sorry if it is. Maybe you could twist the bones along the y-axis so there are less gaps. But yes, there's definitely a gap. So right now we have something like this. So this is a UV sphere. So when we calculate the bones, we take a number of circles along the y-axis and then we walk around them and create bones at every point. With this longitude and latitude setup, we don't get as many gaps like that, but we do get a lot of bones on the other side. But we can definitely improve. We have gaps here. We can see, yeah, we have a few gaps here. Like it's hard to see with this material. Let's do this. Skinned mesh render. Let's just add this one maybe. And let's remove selection wire. So yeah, we have a few gaps here, definitely. You can see here, here, and here. If we were to... Yeah, we're gonna have to find like a good middle ground, you know. If we do ×2 here, then we're definitely gonna get too many bones. Yeah, 26 bones for a effect like this is it's a little bit too much in a perfect world. But look at this. Now we have a good exponential value as well. Like this is so fucking cool. I mean, we still have... I would still want these to be a little bit closer, I think. Follow along a little bit closer. But still... this one is rough. But that's because they collide with each other. That's why we get... little bit of a weird... but like every time we add more bones or make the collisions a little bit smaller, like we're getting closer and closer to actually simulating each vertex, like a cloth simulation. And that's what we want to avoid, right? But I want to see what happens if we do 0.15, 0.15. Still pretty experimental here. Yeah, so in some ways, -4 as the exponential weight is bad because we don't get... Like this one, I would like this one to be closer to the bones. But when we do this, I would like the bones to decide less, right? This actually looks pretty good, doesn't it? It's a little bit rough here. Lawrence, you should turn on wireframe mode in top bar above the scene view. We're talking about this one, right? Let's see. Cube, no, the one with the 4 options. Oh, we're talking about this one. Oh, yeah. Fuck, are these new? Is this a Unity 6 thing? Huh. Let's see what we have with no been here forever. Really? Very cool. Okay, but you can see here, so this is how I would like the bottom to look, I think. But then we want, and this is a bit, this doesn't look as jelly-like either. This is more, what the fuck is this? A bag of pennies, basically. Holy shit, you can create cool stuff with this, I think. Look at this. Half blown up balloon, pretty much. Or... -2. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to... improve upon this one again eventually. Like, this is the best weight algorithm we have tried so far, but right now I think this one affects the bottom just a tiny bit, but probably a bit too much, actually. Fuck, I can play around with this all day. And there's like so many. A8, the lag is annoying in play mode. I don't know what lag we're talking about. Is it actually lagging during play mode on the stream? Because if so, I'm gonna have to look into that. Are we talking about the frame rate in the editor, or are we talking about the stream? Are the stream lagging? But when it comes to like properties, we can change that interact. We can change this one as well, I guess. The stream is skipping frames while in play mode. Okay, 1 sec. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna look into it, but let's see. I tried changing some things. Let's see if it's still... if we still have the same problem on stream during play. Like when we run into the blob with the character, we don't see as much. I guess I would like to see more. I would like the character to affect these more than he or she does. But that's spring strength, right? 110. I mean, it affects it a little bit, but I would like it to affect it more. Thank you for the clip. I will definitely take a look after. Do you still... is it the same problem still? Do we still have lag during playtime? Or play? Probably time for a new computer. Okay, that's pretty good. That's actually really good, I would say. Hey, what's up, Derek? Again, it looks good to me. Appreciate it, appreciate it. I mean, this computer it has been it's been with me for quite a while right now. Like this, the visual effect we get here with this one is pretty good, I would say, but it's a little bit too... I would like to have more bones on this one, or less gaps, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I guess this is gonna be one of those things where we adjust a lot of properties often, like very often. We're just gonna have to make it easy for us to do it. Because I also want to mention in like FPS here, we do have way lower FPS here while we have all of these components being drawn and rendered in real time. If we just select this one instead, you can see. I'm wondering if that's the problem, or if we actually have a problem with the output from OBS while in play mode. A little bit of a battle over resources, worst case scenario. But let's see here. I mean, we're probably going to randomize all of these things as well, I think. Wow. Yeah, if they are too big, they're gonna collide with each other, and we're gonna have... What? Aato, wow, it's only in Twitch. YouTube is good. Holy shit, yeah, that's weird. Fuck, I need to get to the bottom of that, because that might actually... that's almost like a bannable offense, I think. Having a worse... simulcasting and having a worse experience on Twitch than on the other platform. But I guess it has to be intent as well. But okay, yeah, this is gonna take time to get this right. To get the physics for the blobs looking nice is gonna take time, and I also want it to vary quite a bit. Like we're probably gonna have blobs that are more non-flubbery, and then we're probably gonna have blobs that are very flubbery, right? And also one more thing, yes, I don't want these bones, so if we take this one and we drag it, we actually move around, we can move around the full object, right? So each bone has the capacity to move the whole object, right? It should be more visible if we do this. Yeah, like this. I think I want to avoid that as well, because I want to have full control over the object, but I want the effect visually that we see here with these bones. Maybe not this, but definitely not this. I wonder if we want these colliders as dynamic entity internal. I wonder if we want dynamic entity internal to affect other dynamic like, I'm wondering if this one should have a collider. I don't know. How exactly to approach it. But I definitely see one more thing here. I want to have a little bit bigger control over where and when we put bones, because I would like to put bones. I would like to have these bones, but then I would also like to add second bones, or 2 more rows of bones, but like rotated, similar to how you said, Lawrence. Okay, I need to write all of this down actually. Okay, so where to begin? We have a lot of different things to decide upon here. And I need one more coffee. One sec. Okay, back. Sorry about that. Let's see. So where to begin? I think we're gonna randomize a lot of these things at when we generate these blobs, we're gonna randomize a lot of these things. Because then we can notice like which look we absolutely don't like and which look we do like, so we can find a nice nice limits for the configurable joints, right? CodeCube, I just updated my PFP and banner on YouTube. We'll check it out after. What I see right now, however, is that it looks much cleaner. The PFP, that is. Lawrence, I think it could be pretty quick to add a twist to the bone rows. If t is height of a bone 0 to 1, you can create a quaternion with a rotation on the y-axis based on a function with t and multiply a bone's local position by the quaternion. I wonder if... I think we can do it in a little bit of a simpler fashion, actually. Actually, maybe not. Or you know what? Yeah, okay, I get it. We could... Oh, that's true. So what do we have here? We have 0, 0.5, 1 in rows. Then we're gonna get 0, 0.25, 0.5, 0.75, 1. So we check if it's not, if modulus 0.5, if we get a rest from that, then we're on these rows that we should rotate, and then we rotate them around the center of the object, but on the y-axis. Yes. I wonder, however, how I want to set this up, because what we want to do then is we want to multiply let's see here. Yeah, the problem as I see it is this right here. Like, we just create a very simplified mesh and take all of the vertices. So we're gonna have to take the full size or length in object space into account. Radius 1, so we have a 1 height. So I wonder if we can do something like this. Lawrence, instead you can maybe edit the algorithm to generate a Fibonacci sphere. I only know they exist, but don't ask me about implementation. Yeah, I didn't know they existed like 1 second ago, but now I do. There has to be a simpler way. So basically, I mean, we could do something like... I guess we could do... We get the vertex here. And then we do if vertex.position.y modulus let's do 0.5 f is not equals to 0.0 f. Continue. So what I'm doing now, I'm just doing a test. We're just skipping some of these vertices, but before we test this, I wanna latitude, longitude. Is latitude horizontal or longitude? Why do I never learn? Is longitude horizontal? Like I wrote this code. I should have just named it horizontal and vertical, because then I would never have to question it. Longitude are vertical. So latitude is horizontal then. Okay, so let's try and do this. Latitude is horizontal, right? So we do latitude. Let's multiply this one with 2. So we will be getting 2 more rows now, I think. Yes, now we get 2 more rows, right? The idea is that we want to rotate the second row and third row, or fourth row. And that's what I want to check if we can do inside of here. So we're going to uncomment this one and see if we keep it like this, we should not. Maybe we will get some errors, but because we're removing a few bones in a weird way here, but we'll see. Yeah, we definitely. We only get 2 bones by doing this. What? Yeah, because we do bone index here. Fuck. That doesn't really matter. We're not going to remove the bones. Eventually, we're just going to rotate them. But what I'm wondering is, why are we getting 0.5 f position y? Yeah, we probably want. Do we have an epsilon problem here? Lawrence Sebastian Legge has a nice video on it. I think it sounds scary, but it's just different algorithm for placing vertices on a sphere. Oh, definitely gonna take a look then. So then I know about UV spheres, Ico spheres, and now Fibonacci spheres. CodeCube, I spent 10 minutes yesterday remembering H meant horizontal and V meant vertical in my code. Yeah, that's rough. That's a rough 10 minutes. Okay, yeah, we definitely have a floating point issue while doing this. So what can we do instead? Or I mean, we could do... of course, we do is less than, or 0.505f is less than 0.01f maybe. Or if it is bigger, then we continue. Lawrence, why don't you twist the bones on the mesh before you enter that for loop? we don't have any bones before. Okay, so dynamic mesh. So we would, so instead of doing it here, we would do the rotation in dynamic mesh. Yeah, that's definitely like, I don't think it's going to be simpler in any way. We're going to do the same comparisons and stuff like that, and we probably will move it to dynamic mesh eventually. It just feels like a quicker way to test it here. But you're definitely correct. We're probably going to put it in dynamic mesh eventually. What do we have here? Oh, look at this. Look at this. We lost one row here. Weirdly not this row, but yeah, because this is not exactly what we want to do. Let's see here. Don't we want to do... Okay, so if we have 0.25 here, we get 0.25. If we have 0.75, we also get 0.25, right? Shouldn't we have two? Oh, never mind. We're doing... We want to do this. And we'll get 2 bones again. Okay, what am I trying to rush past without clearly understanding it? So, in my mind, we have a radius of 1. So we have y positions of -1 to 1. That's true. So we probably want to do 25 here. So then we have, the lowest one is -1. We don't get any rest here. Then we have 0.25. What is here? 0.5. Now we have -1, 0, 1 when we have 3 lines, and then we have -1, -0.5, 0, 0.5, 1. So do we want to do 1 here? Does that make sense? -1, 0, and 1 should all result in 0, while 0.5 should result in the correct rest. So if we have a y position of 0.5 here, we should be getting 0.5, and then we continue. So that's correct. Is this one too... There we go. Okay, so now we have the 4. We have the bottom and the top. and then we have the 4 in the middle, but we don't have the other 2 rows. So what we should be able to do here... Yo, what's up, CodeCube? Again. Now we want to rotate this vertex, but we also want to rotate the normal. So we want to create a new vertex. We want to set vertex is equal to new vertex. And this one. Normal position index. So let's see. Vertex position, let's copy this. But we want to rotate this one and this one, basically. Lawrence don't want to be pushy. No problem at all. I will start complaining if you're too pushy, you know. But what about vector 3 local bone position equal to quaternion Euler but position y plus 3? So it should be yes. We're gonna do something similar. I think we want to do quaternion rotation is equal to quaternion dot I think this is what we want to do. We want to have a 45 degrees around vector 3 up, but that's actually going to be our local up. But our local up is world up, so vector 3 dot up. I think it's this, right? And then we do this, right? I think. Pretty sure. But yeah, then we can definitely make it nicer. We want to base it like based on the bones and stuff like that. Right now we have 4 bones per row, so that's why we have 45 degrees. But like we want to all of these properties, if this works, to be based on number of bones per row and stuff like that. And yeah, there we have it. That's actually correct, I think. That is correct. Isn't it? Yeah, I think it is. So this row is rotated 45 degrees compared to this one. Lawrence, what's your logic behind that if statement? Why add branching logic to the placement logic? My logic with that if statement is that I want to identify every other row. So the first row, let's see here, let's pause it and bring this one up maybe. So the first row, this one, we don't want to do anything. The second row, this one. So every other row we want to do something, and that's the if statement. And like I know the branching, we're gonna move the branching somewhere else eventually. I just wanted to try if this logic is correct. But so the if is false for this one, so we don't do anything. Then it's true for this one, so we rotate all of those 4 points 45 degrees. Then it's false, so we don't do anything. Then it's true, so we rotate it 45 degrees. And then it's false, we don't do anything. And now we get better distributed bones for our blobs. Oh yeah. So instead of having, so you mean instead of having a, I guess we could do it like this. Instead of having a branch, if we want to avoid branch, which we might want to do, we might just do, we could do it like this and multiply. I guess you could do extremely similar to a branch then, but times, what would it be? I wonder, like, how would, of course we could do it like 45 times I mean, this is basically exactly the same thing, but yeah, we don't have that here. But yes, like something like that. Like we need to identify every other row. And if we have the row number, we could do it by... We could do it in another way. We don't really have the row number here, unfortunately. But I guess we could do... Yo, what's up, Antonino? I guess we could do... Like, eventually, I probably want to put it in dynamic mesh, but... How would we go about identifying every other row? Antonino, how are you, Robin? I'm good, thanks for asking. How about you? Hope you had a wonderful weekend, man. Like, if we take a look at, let's jump to dynamic mesh, and oh, this is probably my longest class. Create UV sphere, create icosphere. Yeah, we need to simplify it. We could do it here, I guess. Yeah, ring count. We could do it here. But, like, rotating every other row is... It's not useful for our mesh creation. It's gonna look... Or fuck, maybe it is. Maybe it would add some coolness to it. Like, what I'm trying to figure out is it actually, while generating this mesh, is it actually useful to rotate it? I don't know. Antonino, all good. I'm just overwhelmed by work. Hopefully we'll get to a little bit of a calmer period soon. But yeah. So I'm actually wondering if we're gonna rotate rows of vertices, do we want to do it during generation here? Would be a little bit easier because then we would have fuck, I need to clean this method up, by the way. Because then we actually have the row index. Or we do it like this and calculate the row index-ish by this. Or, yeah, you know what? We're actually gonna have a... Yeah, we're gonna have one class that handles the bone generation eventually. This is just experimental right now. And I think like one way of generating the bones is gonna be by simple mesh generation like this. But I'm also wondering if... Like, do we want to have an option where we distribute the bones differently? Fuck. So many questions. This is actually... This actually looks pretty damn good. I just want to try if we rotate like we do, but we have -4 here. -4 is a little bit too aggressive as well, but let's see. It's way too dependent on the bones in this case. I think. But actually, why are we still getting this? This right here is... Oh, we're missing... Oh, okay, I get it. But it feels like we're never gonna have enough bones, actually. I'm just gonna run and grab a cup of coffee. One sec. Okay, back. Okay, let's skip experimenting with the weights for now and try and move. Like we see here that we can generate bones, we can add configurable joints and all that stuff. Now I want to put this in its own classes. And I guess that would be in, I don't know. Creature, visual, visuals, it's not really visual, I guess it is. Yeah, we definitely want to have it as a node system, right? Okay, it actually looked like my stream went down for a quick second there. That's not good. At least on Twitch. YouTube is still up, right? Logan, your stream is lagging in and out here. Yeah, it's lagging. And Derek, everything's good here. Fuck, why am I having internet problems? One sec. Okay, back. Yeah, I'm sorry about this. I don't know what it is today. Right now my stats do look okay. Right now that is. Logan, by the way, how's the Gunnar skins coming along? They are, like, we're doing progress at least. We're doing progress at least. That's always something. But okay, let's see. So we want to generate this and we want to add, so we have added bone generation and procedural skinning. Now we just want to take all of this code, restructure it a little bit nicely and put it into nodes for our graph system right here, because we want to take, so I guess it's this one, which should generate our, or you know what, now when I think about it, maybe, okay, I want to experiment with this one as well before we move, making it into a node. This looks good. I wonder if we can just, if we have this model right here, maybe we can tell it to just take, like, just take every X vertices and add a bone there. So instead of generating a low resolution of the mesh and taking all of those vertices, instead we just ask dynamic mesh for every 10th vertex or every or something like that. Because then we should be able to get, let's try and add that experiment as well. So instead of generating this points mesh here, we jump to dynamic mesh and we implement but how would that look for, what do we have, cube and triangle? So if we were to do, for icosphere, I think it would be fine. For cube, every other, so we could take this, yeah, maybe. Okay, let's add a method just to try it out. That is get polygons, get mesh, get bounds. Okay, we're gonna have get random, get polygons. Yeah, let's go with a list of vertex, and then we do get I definitely want to have like a get vertices, but let's see. Now let's just do get vertices, and then we do int number. Okay, we're probably gonna rename this one, but int number of vertices, and the idea is that we do and then we do 4. And here we do, fuck, do I want this to be 0? Round to int, we do I plus 1. Is it divided by vertices.count? This but the number of one. I think so. Lawrence, if I have to go, thank you for stopping by, I appreciate it. Good luck with your jiggle physics. Seriously, check out Fibonacci lattices. Misnamed them spheres earlier. I'm very confident that they can solve the distribution of bones. Okay, I'm definitely gonna check it out. Is that what they are designed to solve? Interesting. I will check it out. But let's see this distribution. So basically we take the first vertex and the last vertex, and then we take number of vertices minus 2 in between. Is this what I want to do? 1 divided by number of vertices minus 1. I think so. Yo, what's up, Aland? Long time no see. Jiggle physics indeed. Let's try this then. So in test, point mesh, create bones, bone mesh. Instead, I want to do that's not really what I want to do here. So the previous solution should be this. I think. Let's see. Okay, so that's the solution we had. Let's try the new one then. So instead of doing create bones, points, mesh vertices like this, we do it like points mesh. We do mesh dot get vertices, and then we can decide how many bones we want, and maybe we just want 8 bones. Well, let's see, if we do 6 bones. Yeah, let's see how this looks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, let's see. Index was out of range. Okay, so I failed a tiny bit. Or maybe I was just a little bit too quick here. Yeah, this is not what we... Or is it? Yeah, it actually is. Hmm. Fuck, is it called vertices up here? Yes, it is. Okay. Let's do... something like this, then, I guess. Let's try this instead. Okay. We have 6 bones, that's good. Yeah, look at this. So depending on how we generate this one, we're gonna get something like this. That's actually pretty cool. Although, I'm wondering... Like, I mean, maybe this is a better distribution than... That's a pretty bad distribution here. But let's try and do... How many bones did we have on the best result so far? I think we had 1, 2, 6, 10, 14. Let's try and do 14 here. See what kind of bones we get. Oh, yeah. Oh, that looks pretty good, I think. But, okay, maybe not. I guess we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, the distribution here is... Yeah, it's not too good. Okay, so the original distribution is definitely better, although I wonder... I think we're gonna take this one and implement it, but maybe we can add additional ways to distribute the bones eventually. What I don't like is when we're gonna convert this one to our graph system, this approach basically involves having a secondary dynamic mesh generator editor node like this, with smaller longitude and latitude segments, which sucks. Not exactly sure how I want to approach this. What's nice with this approach, however, we're gonna run with this approach for now. But let's see here. Alon, is the game lagging or the stream lagging? It seems like I have some problems with streaming to Twitch today for some reason. I have no idea why. Or actually, sometimes to YouTube as well. But okay, let's create so generating, or you know what, we're gonna create a class that procedurally skins meshes to bones. I don't know if it's don't really know how I wanna. How I want to structure this. We're gonna use it in nodes, that's for sure. Oh, actually, are we using this one? Yeah, we are, right? Animation curve generator. Yeah, we're gonna put it here. Generators. Joints. Yeah, fuck, it's misc. Let's create mesh skinner. Let's call it armature for now. Mesh skinner. I think we have. Let's see, do we have misc? Yeah, of course. There we go. And yeah, we call it mesh skinner. And I want to have a we need to send in the mesh. Now let's just take the shared mesh. So we do, and I want to call this one exponential. Now we do public. I mean, it's close, but we're gonna do skin mesh to bones. Yeah, bones is something we want as well. I think we just use this one internally, so I just go private here. Yeah, let's have it as a private class here. Do we alter this one or not? I don't think so. Skin mesh to bones with exponential. Wait. Or something like that, but we probably want to move this one here. Weighting method. You know what? Fuck. Yeah, I want to be able to send in this as parameter. Or argument. So let's just take all of this right now and put it here. Native array. Do I want to send in mesh separately? Maybe we want. Maybe. I'm not entirely sure. Do we want... you know what? I think we're gonna... Yeah, let's do SMR here. Like this, I think that's the way to go. And then we have these two. So instead of sending a message like this, let's skin mesh to bones. And yeah, we'll let the parameters decide. So first of all, I think I want to rename this one to skin mesh renderer. Like to be explicit. And then we do Weight exponent, weight scale. This one should be negative -1. Inconsistency. Oh yeah, of course. But when do we create these bones and how do we create them? We do bones, 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 bones. Yeah, we're sitting in a game. Maybe we should just keep them as game object. We have bone index, however, and transform. Transform we should just be able to get from... Ah, that's the parent. Like, best case scenario, I would like to... If I create bones, I would probably want this one to... Yeah, I think in Mesh Skinner, instead of sending in a list of bone setups, I would probably prefer to just send in vertices. So bones here should just be a list of transforms, or a list of game objects, actually. How can we work around our current implementation with that? So here we create bones. Where do we create the bones? Here. Bone game object, bone index. That's just vertices count -1 minus I because we go backwards. Okay. Could we just name bone index? Do we even use index actually? Yes. Aelan, creating a layout manager is hard because you have to create things for dragging panels, resizing panels, snapping to the edges and other panel edges. Hell yeah, it is. Can I work like this? We need index here. Skin mesh to bones. Probably what I want to do is bones. We want to create these. Yeah, we want to create them in here. So we want to convert. Yeah, exactly. So we're going to do it like this. Private static list bone setup create bone setup. I want to rename this one to, I think we want it as bone struct or just bone. Bone, create bones, and we send in a list of I think we already want the game object actually. Yeah. Or now, you know what? When we create, like when we call this method, I'm pretty sure I just want to send in I just want this actually. So we send in a list of vertices, points, and the parent. Or is that stupid? Like, I'm trying to think about this problem as if, like, the current usage we have is just procedurally generating bones for the blob physics, basically. That's not always going to be the case. I'm just thinking, like, when we use this one in the future for other stuff, do we want to send in... It feels like we want to send in game objects, I would say. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we want to send in game objects. I want to get it around bind pose. Yeah, I think I want to have game object, bone objects, like this. And the first thing we do is we convert this one with the use of this one, I think. Yeah, what's up, CodeCube? I'm fully aware, unfortunately, that we're gonna close it off real soon. I have a pretty tight schedule this week, or I have been having it for quite a few weeks. Hopefully it will loosen up soon enough, so we can do a little bit of a longer streams. I really thought I would manage to get this in place today, but I still think we did some nice progress. And we still have a working... Okay, yeah, we do. Okay, so we're gonna have to wait until next week until we get this working procedurally with the graph and with all of these blobs, unfortunately. But I still think we did some great progress today, and yeah, let's finish it next Monday. So thank you so much for watching, keeping the chat alive. Appreciate it a lot. Hopefully I will see you next week when we finish this. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of the week and weekend. Peace.